Anyways, so I will call this meeting to order. Sorry, it took me a little while to get on here myself.
Right.
At 5:34. I would like to introduce Aileen Schulman, right?
Correct.
Did I say your last name correctly?
Correct. Yes, you did.
And Aileen is a friend of Andrew's who encouraged her to, she has interest in helping us. And I said, I'm interested in having your help, but I realized I didn't ask anything about you. Like what kind of things interest you? Are you more of a plant person or a art person or both?
Don't tell them the truth.
I'm a nature person, so whatever comes in nature, plants, people, you know.
Okay, awesome.
So I lived in North Carolina for a while, and I was lucky enough to live close to an arboretum, and I volunteered there for 5 years. And when I came up here, I was looking for something to do, and Andrew told me about this committee. So I said, okay, that may be a good alternative.
Okay.
I'm happy you did. I've had the pleasure of knowing this lady
Thank
for
you.
a little bit.
Okay, wonderful.
She's delightful.
Aileen, where do you live?
I live in Valley Road,
Okay.
Very close to Andrew.
Okay, great.
I don't know if you know where he lives, but
I don't yet, but I guess I'll have to drop by.
yes, please
Thank
do.
you very much for joining us.
Cindy,
Avery-
where'd you go on vacation?
I didn't go on vacation.
Oh, I thought I saw something about you were driving back or something.
That's
me.
Bruce.
Oh, and here, I thought you looked so rested.
No, I'm doing a lot of yoga. That's the only reason I
Oh.
look rested.
Okay.
But I am going to California at the end of May, but that's to see my mother, who I haven't seen in literally a year and a half. Anyways, we'll move on. All right, did everybody get a copy of the minutes? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of March 8th?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any additions or changes?
Nope.
All right, I did notice that on page 2 at the top, I don't know, I just, it's a Town of Groton printed on 5/15/2018, and then it, at the top of page 2, it obviously picked up something else, like it was a town council meeting. So I just need to make sure and go through and get rid of that in the future. I don't know if that's a carryover from a template. But anyways, that had nothing to do with us. That was just a error. All right, so all those who would like to approve the minutes, signify by saying aye.
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 All right. All right, all right, that's great. All right, does anybody have any new business before I start talking? No new business? We got really good
Does that
unfinished
include the designs for the cans?
No, that's gonna be unfinished business.
Okay.
The only thing I have for new business is I am a member of the Trillium Garden Club, and they are a member of a just big national garden club. And I was reading the newsletter, and something came through that I thought was a little interesting, and it was from, you guys are, you know what Trex is, Trex, the decking that's made out of plastic. So they do let me see, a plastic recycling challenge. So they make their Trex decks and products with the plastic film that, like, a perfect example is like if you buy a lot of toilet paper or towels, paper towels, they come wrapped in that plastic, or the plastic bags that you can't actually recycle. In recycling, you have to bring them back, especially like the plastic bags that we're kind of banning in Groton now. So anyways, if you collect 500 pounds of that, you get a free Trex bench. And what did they say? So 500 pounds, which is about 40,500 plastic bags. So I'm like, and I was like, wow, we could do that. And you can do it throughout the entire town, and they give you the information and the collection. I'm not exactly sure where we would store it, but I wanted to throw it out there. It's a 6-month period. We don't have to decide right now. I can send you guys the link.
Does that sound like something that Public Works should get involved with, so that there's a central place for people to come with their plastic bags? I mean, I gladly store them in my garage, but I don't think it would work. But
Yeah, no, I was thinking like, oh, that's a lot of stuff, 500 pounds, because like we collect all that plastic and we take it then to the store, but
I think Public
not 500
Works,
pounds.
no.
I'd agree, Nancy. Greg
Yeah.
Hannaford probably would.
I think I know somebody that might donate a dumpster for us to put maybe in the back of the parking lot at the senior center.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be covered, though. Somehow it has to be covered.
Yeah, well, they
Mhm.
have, I think for some of them, they do have covers, Nancy. I'm not sure. But
Yeah,
I do have a friend that has some, so I'll ask if you
Well,
want.
first I want to see if people are interested, because there's a lot of moving pieces still on our spring trash cleanup, but I think there seems to be some people are interested in long lasting projects, and some people in the community are interested in just really cleaning things up. And so I thought, wow, if we could get a bench out of it for free.
let's
It is-
get a few benches. Let's
Yes,
make it a
right.
few benches.
So
And I think, with all of the conservation committees, Cindy, all of these people who are into conservation.
Yep.
We have a lot of them between GOSA and the Conservation Committee here.
Yep.
I mean, they will jump on this.
so there's enough interest that I should pursue it.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, I will work on that. Any other
Well,
new?
let us know what we can do too, please. Let
Yes.
us know.
Well, yeah,
what we do.
I'm gonna read, I've read a lot of it, and it sounds, you have to weigh and report the collected materials every month before delivering them to one of our participating drop-off retailer locations. So I need to get some more information.
Yeah.
And I also have to figure out like what does 500 pounds look like? Yeah, I can talk with Greg. Do they have a place to store it, or could we use a dumpster? But I'm assuming I might have to kind of go through it first to make sure it's correct, but I will look
Can
into
you
that.
send us, would you share with us the information that you have? Would you share
Yes,
that?
I will. They even have little videos on it, because some of it's geared towards like you could do it at school groups. So it's
Mhm.
easy to understand.
Right.
All right, before we move on to communications, anybody else have any new business? All right, communications, I have a bunch. Does anybody else want to bring up anything before, once again, I start talking? Want to give you an opportunity, guys.
Can we jump in if something comes up?
Yes, wave your hand around.
Okay.
Cindy. All right. Well, so if you recall our last meeting on March 8th, I personally was very pleased that the town had gone in and cleaned up the property that's adjacent to the Avery Memorial. The Inland Wetlands Committee and Deb Jones, who's in charge of who works for planning and zoning, is charge of inland wetlands. She was not happy because it was done not with a light touch, but with everything was removed. I thought it looked a lot better, but the point is maybe things were removed that shouldn't have been. So I was asked to speak in front of the Inland Wetlands Commission, which I did. Leanne, stop that. And I think I will continue that discussion under the Avery Memorial, because it really pertains exactly to the Avery Memorial property. At the last meeting, I believe Tabitha mentioned something about the rain garden. You did, about the rain garden getting put in possibly at Shenecosset Golf Course, where Tabitha had already made a beautiful landscape design for the garden that, well, it's not a garden yet, an area that needs to be planted that's in front of the entrance to par 4. So Michelle Maitland, who I believe you work with, Tabitha?
Yeah, she works in Public Works.
Yeah, she was applying for a grant for a rain garden, and I think she was originally hoping, I think what you said was she was originally hoping to do it for Pequannock Plains Park, which is just too big of an area. So she was able to focus in on Chenecosset Golf Course. And so Mark Berry asked me if I would write a letter from the Beautification Committee in support of the rain garden. So I really didn't know what a rain garden was. And now I do. And so I wrote a letter of support from the Beautification Committee. And I believe I sent out a message to all of you saying, if you don't support this, let me know, because I'm doing this from the Groton Beautification Committee, which is all of us. So,
Thank you, everyone.
yeah, so I sent that to Mark Berry. Fortunately, I was also able to see Tabitha now has done a beautiful rain garden, which is totally different and has a lot more different types of plant species types in it. But it would hopefully, if we get this grant, that would take care of the I don't know if it'd take care of the entire thing, but it would certainly take care of the plant choices, the plant material. So that was kind of exciting because it was really pretty. The other thing I was supposed to do was I was trying to look for, both Tabitha and I were trying to track down a Connecticut Department of Transportation, a contact person. I reached out to Chris Conley and Mayor Granatowski, who put me in touch with John Burt, who gave me an email of somebody. Also Tabitha was in touch with somebody, and then Chris Conley, our state representative, their office also got in touch.
I have a name and number if you need it.
Well, we have a couple different names and numbers, but it's not very promising. I mean, certainly if somebody would like to really go and talk one-on-one with this, what I said to them was we were looking at painting or vinyl wrapping state-owned utility boxes, and I also included the possibility of doing some colored crosswalks.
I can help with that when, when I get back, it'll be next week. I can certainly take a run up to Norwich and talk to those guys.
I was hoping you would say that, Bruce, because there's all these stipulations, and I think Tabitha was hoping, oh wow, I think we can work with this, and then maybe not. I don't want to give up, but and we do have a couple specific contact people to be in touch with, because there's very specific traffic engineers from DOT that we need to speak with, or just it's basically email. But obviously they're concerned that if you put anything on a crosswalk or a utility box, that it's going to distract a driver, which then might cause some type of accident, versus what we're hoping to do is slow traffic, calm traffic, which is what I'd heard those kind of things do, adding color or something unusual. And also, of course, the thing that I absolutely loved was the wrap that Bruce had sent out of the utility box wrapped that was right near a cross where somebody would crosswalk, and it was wrapped in like, hey, it's a crosswalk here, be cautious, people, look for children, that kind of thing. Absolutely. Which across Route 1, there's going to be a lot of that, and I believe that's going to increase with the Groton Sale coming and being installed along Route 117. So I was hoping that area where the signage is going to go, and we were going to put some plantings in there, that whole area could actually, if we could put something with a little color in it, could kind of calm, people would slow. But I don't know that the state sees it that way, or we'd have to consult vociferously, I believe.
Mm-hmm. They're full
really,
of fees,
I'm sorry?
They're Philistines, those guys. We'll deal with them.
Yeah, or the other thing is I don't think we'd have the same problems or concerns working with the town of Groton if we could find another place that's central. I mean, it seems kind of silly to put it tucked away somewhere where nobody's going to see it, or where there isn't traffic congestion, or where there isn't a concern about people crossing a busy street. But maybe there's another place that Groton has control over that we could implement something like that.
Do we know that though? Do we have any idea if that's the case?
I do not, but all I can say is from my personal experience currently, and I don't know what if Greg Hanover, you know, Tabitha, does he oversee the whole highway, or is there a separate person?
I don't know.
Depends on whether it's state or town.
Right, but if it's a town road or a town intersection, would Greg be the person? Would John Burt be the person? Is there another?
If you're talking about the boxes, we're talking about potentially Groton Utilities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Groton Utilities, right. Okay. So Groton Utilities, I mean, I just have a feeling, I don't know anybody from Groton Utilities, but I know you have a contact, Tabitha. I cannot tell you how cooperative both John Burt, the town manager, and Greg Hanover, the director of public works, have been. They have been totally supportive. So,
good.
you know, so
That's
I
good
have
to hear.
hope. I have hope. And then
I think doing it on a local road makes a lot of sense, Cindy. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get the impact right away, but then maybe it's a demonstration project, and you can eventually work with the state and say, "This is what we're doing."
right, yeah, and also if we had some good findings and some positive support from.
You know, something that we could do on Long Hill, if you wanted to, Groton Utility owns all the poles. You know, that hold everything up. We were researching that. I can't remember what it was. I think we were trying to do banners, but it turns out the Groton Utility owns all the poles.
Okay.
And I've been to areas in different trips that I've made and so forth, where they've painted the poles. They get a theme going. And they paint like I would say maybe 8 foot and down of the pole.
Okay.
And it's really neat.
So is that, you mean along Route 1, or I mean like 12 to 1, or are we talking different off the main drag?
No, the main road, Groton Utility owns the poles.
Okay.
Is my understanding. And it would be very easy to talk with them.
Right.
About coming up with something. Now, like, I mean, it would be different. One that I've seen, it was where it's warm weather. So they had one pole that looked like an alligator. They had one pole that looked like a lobster.
Okay.
Lobster thing, So if
so it wasn't just a color, it was actually something painted on there. It wasn't just a straight color.
Right.
Huh.
It was really neat. Really neat.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think, we're going to need to expand our ideas, because I really had this idea of that corridor and colors, and I was a little naive about
it. I wouldn't give up on getting the state to let us do the boxes. We just got to hit the right person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Right.
Let's continue to pursue that one, and if nobody else has any luck, let me know, and I'll see what I can do.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you both so much, Bruce and Leanne, for encouraging me.
Sure.
All right. Any other communications that anybody needs to share with us that you suddenly thought of?
I just want to go back to our original plans and things that we've talked about, and try to see if we can at least get something done. I know the main sign is going to go at 117 and Route 1 fairly soon, I think. And, we've talked about the plantings, and as I drive by there, I've tried to get in touch with the gentleman who's in charge of, what is the term? Property that's being, property that needs help. What is it called?
Yes.
Blighted property?
What, yeah,
The
blight.
blight, yes, I want to be on the blight committee because, I mean, if we want to do something, I'm embarrassed when I have guests coming down Route 117 to the intersection and turning left. And then they see these backyards of these people that are just filthy. And I know you've seen it. And this is where we're welcoming people into Groton. I really would like us personally, like us to focus on this, at least for the spring, and try to do something with that. And again, I think it involves probably the state. It's going to involve some fundraising and the blight manager, if he can get into some of these properties. But just even planting evergreens behind the sign as a barrier, just because it's just, I mean, I've had people say to me, is that part of Groton? Is that, and I'm going, oh God.
They know it's snowing.
Well, you know,
Well, I'm gonna say, come visit me through Mystic, I don't know. I mean, we had talked about, this is something that we have talked about, and it might be nice if we refocus on just that sign and doing some plantings. The other thing was, on the news the other night, on Channel 8, I believe it was, there was a gentleman who was part of he's in the Navy, and he does big art, like the walls in Westerly, you know, the art that they do on the walls.
Mhm.
And he loves to do that. He's right here in Groton. I think he's going to retire. He was talking about this and wants to get involved. I've tried to contact Channel 8 to track him down. But again, that's something we've talked about that is kind of an interesting project. And I see it again at the middle school near the town hall on one of those walls that looks so blah. And I'll stop there.
That'd be great if you could get his name.
I'm trying real hard because I want to get him on our committee.
Okay. I think it's pretty touchy when you're talking about people's private property.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. No, but I just as soon block it out, but we can certainly block things like that out.
I know that I believe Tabitha, we're talking about they are going to actually put the sign back a little further from the sidewalk, and they're going to have to clear some stuff out there. I believe, I think that's what Mark Berry told me. Was it Mark or was it Greg? Well, that
I don't know who said that, but I know that you're right. It does need to move back a little if you want to put.
Yeah, and also because when they're clearing off the sidewalks, they need space, and they need space for the plantings too, and they don't want to run them over. So, but it would be nice if that whole area could be cleaned out. I don't know that there's any budget for planting some type of you know, visual green barrier. I'm not sure.
Why don't we put something together and talk to the people and get some grassroots movement going to help it along? I mean, that could be done. I think they have some sort of an association over there at Midway.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we could get involved in that and help out, and you know, we could round them up and put them in a concentration camp too, but it'd be nicer if we could just like fix up their yards, help that along. It is kind of poor, I agree with you. I'm so used to it when I drive by, I don't even look at it anymore, but somebody coming from the outside in would certainly recognize it. But I think we could do something with them.
I mean, another thing I thought of, because of all the crap that's in these backyards, and it really is just junk, that it would be wonderful if the town could offer one open day at the transfer station.
Well, sure, that's a
You
possibility.
know, people can't, not everybody can afford the pass that they have to buy to take things. And we've talked about this too, about, you know, pickup day, a free pickup day, but even a drop-off day would be good.
Good idea.
All right. Well, I love nice yards too, but I think, you know, different people have different priorities. So I think it's a hard thing to get around, but I think if there's people who want to work on it, that is great. I'm just not sure how to approach it.
No, I just assume work on the plantings that we talked about. That's.
I think, isn't that part of the sign? I mean, will they, when they're gonna order the sign, will they order the plants?
Yeah, I'll actually be ordering the plants. And,
Yeah.
And we talked about some evergreens behind the sign. There are cedars behind the sign now, but if we move the sign back, we want to replant that. But I'm all for getting some more evergreens behind.
Yeah. Which would be a beautiful green barrier. That's a great idea. Okay. All right. So, awesome. All right. Anything else before we moved on to unfinished business?
Tabitha, you know about plant lot, don't you? On 184? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, where?
No.
On
No.
84?
No,
It's called
85.
Plant
85.
85, is that the route that goes up to Salem?
Yes.
85.
85.
No,
It's
I
called
don't know.
Plant Lot.
What's up there?
That great
And
big place on the right-hand side, just after you.
No, it's not. It's on the left, and it's called Plant Lot. And he undercuts everybody in the area. I mean, he has really good prices and really nice plants. So something to tuck away.
Is it past
No, thanks,
Salem
Nancy.
Gardens?
It's
Jean?
before. If you pass the Crystal Mall and you're heading towards Salem, it's on your left before was it 161 that comes in there from East Lyme?
Yeah.
It's before that big stoplight on the left.
So it's close.
Yeah, it is close. Yeah. I've not been in there, but I've been by it plenty of times.
I didn't know about it either.
All right.
I bought some beautiful holly bushes there, and they were like $15 a piece. Large holly, gorgeous. So definitely check it out.
Don't forget,
I will,
male and
thanks.
female. Gotta have
I
both.
don't know.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's move on to unfinished business. First thing on the list is Avery Memorial. So I mentioned that I attended an inland wetlands meeting, Zoom meeting on March 24th. Everyone was delightful. I did apologize for kind of pushing ahead with that because I guess I really needed to speak with the Inland Wetlands Committee before requesting that the lot be cleared. The point they made is that clearing isn't necessarily environmentally sound. I certainly did not see or identify any nice native plants, but I'm no expert, so I don't.
Didn't you have the tree warden with you, Cindy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't walk through and like try to, and there wasn't much growing. There were some things that, it was also during the winter time, so everything was, dormant. Like where there's a tremendous number of irises, which are now coming up. We're absolutely, they don't want the bullbriars or the roses that come and cover everything that are full of thorns. Absolutely, those can be removed, but they should be removed much more gently with hand pruning. They'd be very supportive if I'm reading my notes here, if we put in any type of native wetland plants. I asked about the hosta that you had suggested, Nancy, about possibly putting some hosta, which is not a native plant, around the outside of the stone wall. And they said that would be fine. They weren't sure if it would survive. But I said, I haven't killed a hosta yet. So, so I figured we might as well try. Cause we were talking, Nancy and I were talking, I have a lot of hosta that we could start transplanting. No machinery should be used, like no, brush hog type of a thing. No tree removals. and we would need to get permission in order to install even a crushed stone path or a little walking path to get from, there's a nice little area that you can step across the stone wall. And then you can see it very nicely now. There's a nice little creek with a little bridge over it. So years ago, it was proposed to, put a little pathway from the stairs to basically to the Avery Memorial, to the bridge that takes you to the Avery Memorial. Sounded like we could probably do that, but it still would have to go through, they would need to give us permission. Let's see, I told them we would like to keep it clear of briars and trash. I asked about putting an art pad. I described the art pad idea from Joy. And I asked if there was any way of exhibiting some type of art there, whether it be hanging, a path with a bench, we'd need to remove some trees, and they were basically absolutely not. Just saying. Basically, it was like they don't feel that it's an appropriate spot. The big thing is they're not in the wetlands. You have to get approval to remove trees, and you'd have to remove trees, and that's just not going to happen.
Did you ask him about a platform as opposed to putting a concrete pad there?
I did, and they said basically no.
No, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Really, want to keep it as natural as possible. I think if and I asked about possibly one of the ideas that I had thought about was I really was trying to get this cohesive look, which I really like our Groton Explore More sign and the colors. Could we do a flag? Could we do a hanging? And they said absolutely, but maybe that would be installed outside the stone wall.
Wow.
So I took a picture when I was up in New York at a park, and they have it's called Art in the Park, and they have this nice canvas sign with kind of these rugged nice posts. And I thought, well, maybe we could do something like that, just kind of basically like, hey, welcome to Groton, explore more, instead of just a metal sign. But that's, I know, not really what you were looking for, Bruce, but basically it was like, no, we're not removing trees.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Okay.
I had a feeling that might be the case. I was hoping that maybe some kind of platform that didn't actually require cutting anything down would work. But
yeah, if you look there, it's like the whole thing is wetlands except the very bottom corner, and they just don't want to disturb the soil at all. So
can we refocus on, I think we had talked about another location, Bruce, too, that is near the river walk. I call it the river walk. In that area, and just focusing on that and creating more of an area where people actually can park and walk and see art. And I see plantings on the bridge like they do in Westerly as well, and just focusing on maybe that area.
But is there a space there?
Yeah.
The other area too that would work pretty well is right outside the town hall, which is a shambles, actually.
Right.
I've
go back to that.
I've looked at that, and there certainly is there's parking and stuff, but where there's not a very big, large grassy area. Did you have an idea?
Yeah, that could be put together pretty easily, really.
I mean, because I really like that idea, because that makes it a little more central. And once again, we are going to have a lot of increased volume in that area due to the Groton sale. So, and I like the idea of sprucing up the town hall. I would encourage all of you, just saying, if you have ideas like that, the town is going through a budget process right now, and any ideas, I mean, they're approving the budget right now as we speak, not this second, but through the end of the month, and then it'll go to the RTM.
Well, I talked to John Burt a couple years ago, and John was more than happy to put in the budget some money for us, and I was talking about $10,000 to him at the time.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's really what we need. We need some money, and they were willing to do it once upon a time.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still willing to do it. I would think so, because you know,
Can't it come under all of the new infrastructure money that we're going to be receiving?
We should be able to do that, Nancy, because I don't think we got too much chance to get into the budget, but I think we definitely have a chance to get into the monies that are coming in.
Right.
And
right.
They've put me off on enough things now that I think probably I can get it a different way. Excuse me for just a second.
and it may require going in front of the town council and making a pitch. You
Yes,
know,
I agree.
Because I really don't know how else you're going to get to these people. They just don't think along the same lines that we do. And we need to change their minds and show them some audio visuals and show them how it's a piece of economic development. It's not
Right.
just art of one
Yeah.
kind or another, or plantings or whatever. It's economic development. People
Right.
that pay attention to that do better. It's as
Yeah.
simple
Which
as that.
reminds me, I'd like to know, what's the fast food restaurant that's going in on Route 1 that they're working on?
Popeyes.
Oh,
Popeyes.
God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Okay.
Classy,
Really?
huh?
Supposed to be delicious. I've never been. It's supposed to be delicious.
Yeah. Their chicken's supposed to be better than anybody else, so.
Yeah, yeah. Work that into your calorie budget, why don't you? All right. Yeah,
I will, I will talk to the counselors. I'll go back and go through the budget. I don't remember seeing anything in there for beautification, but I'll go back through it tomorrow, and if not, I will try to add it to
Good.
Yeah,
the budget.
I think they, I know you're striving not to do this, Leanne, but it just seems like they are spending money like water.
Yep. I agree.
They're just, and I absolutely respect the original intent of this committee was not to cost the taxpayers of this town anymore. When I see what is being spent on other things in this town, I am absolutely stunned. And I really think that we should throw our hat in the ring.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
it's amazing what
I agree.
we're spending money on right now.
No, I liked your letter to John. Really made sense. That's ludicrous, that kind of money for a bathroom.
That potentially is going to be vandalized, but
Yeah.
let's, anyways. So it just seems like there's a lot of money, and my opinion has now changed, that I believe that we could increase, and the economic development people are phenomenal. They are working so hard that the time might be right. And we're not talking about a lot of money, but even they talk it on the council, like 50 grand is like nothing, like
Yeah.
nothing. So
Mhm.
if we're asking for 10, that's like less than nothing.
Mhm.
So anyways, but I think you're right. But everybody's right. We need to have a proposal to put in front of them. And I don't know if it goes in front of John Burt or if it goes in front of the council. I'm not sure, but I know Leanne's going to find out.
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you, Leanne, and thank you for all your hard work on the council.
No problem.
All right, we talked a little bit about utility boxes. When you get back, Bruce, I'll sick you on those people, so
Yep.
you can try to find out. Nancy Codan, I would like to congratulate you for having the idea to change out the Mystic garbage cans, and you, Bruce, or whoever remembered about the seagulls, because they were installed today, people. I have
really?
not seen them yet, but they were installed today.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's no orange. I took out the orange. Okay, so the recycling is dark blue. The trash is light blue with seagulls. Okay, and we have a new top on the recycling that just takes tubes. And the trash can says trash right before you put the trash in. So I just sent you guys out the picture. Did you get it?
Yeah, I actually redesigned it for you, but apparently it's already a done deal.
It is a
Yeah.
done.
Who actually designed those things?
I believe the people he works with, his coworkers at Public Works, I believe.
Oh, really? They don't have anybody as a designer there that is.
I know, they need a little artist up there.
Well, I don't know, but I am not complaining.
not.
I'm, it.
All right.
Better,
Hey,
that's,
as long as it's okay, it's done. That's good.
Yeah, it's done.
It
It is
was.
done.
Better
It's
than
done.
what we had.
Yes.
that's right.
So I'm looking forward to seeing them. I'll go down tomorrow and take a peek. All right. So, but that was Nancy's idea, I believe. Like you and
It was all of our ideas. We all came up with that. We jumped on it right away, and thankfully it's done. That's good.
well, you guys, I'm very supportive of the town of Groton's Public Works because they made it happen.
Right.
So anyways,
Right.
now onto the spring trash cleanup, because this is stressing me out. I need to know, Tabitha's been helping me, Rachel's been helping me post it. I don't know how to post stuff on Facebook. I am not very capable in that regards. I need Rachel posted it on our Groton Beautification Committee Facebook page. I don't know how to post it, but I want to post it on the Groton, Connecticut Community Forum. Tabitha, I don't know how to post something on Facebook.
I could probably do that. So
What you
Yeah.
can do though, Cindy, is have her send you the bulletin again, the
I
flyer.
have it. I mean, I have it. I
Then
just
Just forward it. Just
Just what?
forward it. Forward it to all your connections.
I put it on Facebook, but I can do it to my Trillium Garden Club.
Do it to everybody. That's
um,
what I
this-
did.
Missy House, who is interested in the committee, put it someplace down in Groton Long Point, I think at the clubhouse there, and also sent it out to her Mystic Garden Club members. But
Can we get it, can we put it, Cindy, do you think we can put it out on the electronic sign? Get that going in front of the library?
no, I hadn't thought about that. Huh? Was that be through the Groton Senior Center?
I think the
Yeah.
library. did.
We get they'll do it for us.
Who do you talk to?
Well, you could call Cindy.
Okay,
Cindy, I'd be happy to take care of that for you.
Okay, that would be great. Because they did it for our daffodil sale.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll
So-
do that.
That would be great
I
because
can do the Facebook thing, Cindy. I can post it.
you can do it on the Groton, Connecticut community.
The
Groton,
community
Connecticut
forum.
Forum. That was the one where everybody started talking about the trash problem. Also, hey, Leanne, I heard from Michael Whitehouse, who's on Rotary with you, and he said that you guys have a Zoom conference that day, the
Yeah.
24th. And
So
so that,
they have the guys that are really into it have a convention. I think it's a Zoom one. I'm not part of it.
Okay.
I've been down that road. I've been president.
okay, well, he said that they had planned to do Thomas Road then the following weekend, that they weren't going to be there doing it.
Right.
That they shouldn't do Thomas Road.
Yeah. But
Okay,
They will do Thomas Road.
all
Yeah.
right, right.
John was, that's John's project with the Rotary, and he really didn't want to change it.
Okay, John Burt? Is he on Rotary?
Silsby.
I'm sorry?
No, John Silsby. He used to run the rec department.
Oh, okay, right, that sounds familiar. Okay, so who here is going to be able to attend our trash cleanup on the 24th of this month?
I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there. I
Adeline's going to be there.
can't bend and pick things up.
I think we have these little pinchy things, but well, that's okay. I really need kind of a Fanny the camp director, so maybe I can put you in that role, Nancy.
Thank you. Do we have, just tell me, do we have bags for, and things like that? We
Yeah,
have
we're
bags
gonna
for
have
no-
bags that, Public Works is, we have to get everybody to sign a waiver. The thing that I guess is concerning me the most is how to get people to go to different places. We're not supposed to clean up state roads. However, I'm realizing that of course we should be able to clean up along Route 1 where there's a sidewalk where people walk all the time, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the state is going to be out monitoring us. I really don't.
No.
We can't find the state these days.
Right, but the problem, a lot of people wanted to do Route 117 when you get off of the highway there, is that, and you come down into Groton,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that area, and they don't want this supposedly, we cannot, we can't support people doing that unless we form, and Michael Whitehouse is interested in this, form some type of adopt a highway situation. In that case, then we can.
Yeah, but that actually takes a long time to get that through to adopt the highway.
Right. So anyways, but so
Why don't you ask Rachel, we had a list last time we did this.
Yeah.
And I know we did one.
Right, she had a map. She had a map
Right.
so everybody
Yeah.
knew where to go.
right, well, that's what she told me, and I think she thinks my electronic capabilities are a little bit better than they are. I have a list of roads here, and so yeah, I didn't know then how to go further than that, because I have a list of roads that have been suggested and some parks. I specifically, when I went back and looked at the Avery Memorial property after it was cleared, there was so much trash still there that had been hidden under the brush because the town had gone and cleaned it and it looked great. But there was a lot of stuff like in the creek and, you know, that, so I would love to go back to that property and really clean it up with gloves and getting dirty. That's what I would like to do, but I've got a number of places, you know, also, you know, Sutton Park. I was at Sutton Park the other day looking at the area that they want to build a $275,000 bathroom. And there was so much trash from, now I don't know if there were kids playing basketball and there was like a plastic, you know, water bottles everywhere. I don't know if those kids then grabbed them and threw them away, or if those were trash from other kids or other people using the facility. I'm not sure. But I thought Sutton Park, Pequannock Plains Park, especially for people who have children. I want to go to the Avery Memorial property. Greg Hanover suggested Sparkle Lake, which is off of Thomas Road. The G&S Trolley Trail, which is Knoxville Court to Haley Farm, that I'm unfamiliar with because he named, those were a couple places he named. But yeah, I'm not sure how to assign people where to go, but I kind of need to know where they're going to go, because then the bags of trash will be collected by Public Works, but they're not going to drive all over town. They kind of need to.
What I would suggest, Cindy, is you get a big poster board.
Uh-huh.
And you put a street, and then whoever wants to do it will sign that they're going to go and do this park, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do that as they come, as the volunteers can come in.
Uh-huh.
If you've got a list, they can pick where they'd like to do. And
Okay,
then,
but so what if they, so then I would add if I didn't have it on there, or if I
yeah, just add it.
find more people, like, they want to do Drosdick Drive, but I've already got, of course, Drosdick Drive is really long. So I've just never done it before. So I'm just feeling a little uncomfortable that people are going to show up and expect me to tell them what to do. And I'm going to be like, here, sign the waiver, grab a bag, go for it. I mean, I want to really be able to confidently say, you need to go here, you need to go here, here's this map. I would love to do that if people want direction. I'm not feeling 100% confident about my ability to do that. And I'm not even that confident about my ability to fake it. But I'm assuming people are going to be in jolly moods and happy to help out. Otherwise they wouldn't be coming there.
Right.
Does anybody, so I guess I need a little help is what I'm saying.
I'll help you. Put the teacher in charge, man. They wouldn't cross her. Right, Nancy?
I will reach
I'm
out.
great at directing things. I can direct people.
Yeah, well, I will, you know what, I will
Why
reach
don't
out.
we, Cindy, why don't you and I sit maybe with Tabitha and a map of Groton so that we can look at the roads. I'm pretty familiar with the roads that are not state roads.
Uh-huh.
And just create our list of things. I mean, I think of Buddington Road.
That's on my list.
That's a long road that
Uh-huh.
needs some help. Things like that. Why don't we look at a map and then we can have it, and when people arrive, they can look at the map and they can choose where they want to go.
Okay.
And we can
I need
assign them those.
But I need like that's what Rachel talked about. She talked about a map,
Yes,
and
right.
and I was
I'll
like,
make a map.
what map is this? Where is the map?
I have maps. I can give you as many maps of Groton as you want.
Right.
Do we need it to be bigger than that though, Tabitha? Or not
but you
like
could-
focused in? Because I know the maps that I'm pretty sure the map you have, Leanne, is like of the town, the city, and
Right,
the
but
city.
if you wanted, you could cut it up and make it into areas you want people to go to.
If you give me a
Maybe.
list, I can make maps of the area if you want.
Okay. I mean, I have gotten a number of suggestions, probably 10 different spots. And
that would be great. You know, when people sign in, when they check in,
mhm,
you have a list of places that need to, we have a list of places that need to be cleaned.
mhm.
They can look at it and they can choose where they want to go. And we put their name next to it. And then we tell them where to leave the trash on that street. So it will be picked up. We have a drop-off points.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that we're going to get an army of people, but it will help to have this. So they have a choice of where they want to go. They've got everything they need. They know where to drop things, and we know who went there.
Right. That's exactly what I need.
Nancy, do you remember the group from Westerly that came and helped one time with the cleanup? There's a group over there that they just call each other. The guy's got a truck and they go out and they assist with cleanups.
Yeah, we talked about that, but I had no idea how to. Yeah, it was a little over my head. So Tabitha, I can send you this list and you can try to.
Yeah.
I just want people.
We'll number them and then we'll create a little, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. And then the other thing that I haven't even paid attention to was the one thing that Rachel did a couple years ago was she had a couple little contests. And I don't even know that people would need to, well, they are going to have to return vests and anything if they're using the little, I'm going to just pick stuff up with my hands with gloves on. But if there are some, I believe, little grabbers, I believe there are going to be some grabbers. So those and any vests need to be returned. So, and we have 50 vests and Greg had ordered some more, but I'm hoping that will be plenty.
Is GOSA doing anything? Do you know?
Yeah, they're doing Haley Farm that day.
Oh,
Yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted, does anybody have any ideas? I could get a couple plants. I just don't want to have to judge anything or.
I don't think I am not in favor of contests for this.
Okay.
I think this is a service. This is what people should do. Feel good about it. Feel good about it. That's it.
All right.
And
Thank
I
you.
don't know if maybe, I don't know if there's maybe some stickers or something through an organization that has Earth Day. I did something good for Earth Day. Maybe we can look into that so they get a
Like
sticker.
I voted, I did something for Earth Day.
Yes.
Right.
Stickers are great. People love stickers.
That's right.
All right. If anybody sees any Earth Day stickers, they've got to be around here because Earth Day is everywhere. Let me know. All right. So right now, moving forward, Tabitha and I will come up with a list. Nancy is going to call the senior center to see if we can get it on the display sign. People are going to come, tell everyone and be at probably about 9:45. It's funny, I realize now I did it 10 to 2, but probably most people aren't going to be cleaning for 4 hours. And I thought, what happened to lunch? So maybe it'll be shorter. I don't know.
No, I think some people only have, like the afternoon. They can do an hour whenever they want.
Yes. Okay.
You
All
know,
right. They
That's
really
the understood. This is the block of time.
Yeah,
whatever
the
you can do.
town, they really want a waiver sign though. They want to collect the waivers.
Yeah.
And then I will look into the Trex recycling challenge. And when Bruce gets back, I'm going to throw him all these contacts to try to see if we can get anything going with
Sure. Okay.
utility boxes with DOT. In the meantime, if any of us come up with a non-state owned property that you think might benefit from some type of beautification, let's take a look at it. Because it would
come to my yard.
Your yard. I think, maybe if you lived in the center of town.
Hey, Tabitha, do you have anything over there in the city that we could use? Anything owned by Groton Utilities or whatever that we could use, any kind of box over there?
In the city?
Box?
Like a utility box that we could dress up.
Yeah, a Groton Utilities, like all the ones that we pointed out were DOT, but could we?
Right, is there one
A
near our
Groton
office, you mean? I
Yeah,
can't think of one offhand, but I'll take a look.
Yeah, see if you can think of anything that would be perfect. We could use one as an example or something like that,
Exactly.
or a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to start somewhere.
I had this idea. This is totally off the earlier subject, but we talking about the Avery Memorial lot and the wetlands there and everything. And I was thinking if there was some way you could do solar lighting on the tree, like colored lights on the trees with solar, rather than digging utilities. It might be kind of a neat, and the different colors associated with Groton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just would love to, wow, that's a great idea. Specifically Deb had mentioned something that didn't impact the soil.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know what's out there as far as solar lighting, and maybe we could talk to a lighting expert about it, but I just thought it might be neat.
Okay, wow, that's a great idea.
It's a possibility.
Anything, something.
Could somebody just send me the poster one more time, please?
Can you do that, Tabitha?
Yeah, I can do that. I can send it out.
Oh,
Thank you.
all right. Aileen, how are you feeling? Do you have any questions?
Who are you talking to?
Aileen?
Haley.
Oh,
Well, no, I don't have too many questions. Yes, it's my first meeting, but I'm sure I will have plenty later.
Okay, lovely. Well, we're really enthusiastic that you are here. All right. I am ready to adjourn. If you guys, are we all set?
Yeah, we've only been here an hour. You want to
I
adjourn?
want you to do me a favor, Cindy.
Yes.
I want you to look up a word,
Uh-oh, what word?
and the word is delegate.
Delegate.
At the end of the meeting, at the end of the meeting, everybody should have something to do. You're taking it all on yourself. And we should be sharing this load for you.
No, because Tabitha's gonna do it. That was the thing that was bugging me, is the map. I'm gonna be I've been in touch with Greg, and he's gonna give me copies of stuff. Nancy's gonna help me assign. She's gonna help me delegate when we get there. So it's on Saturday, a week from Saturday, actually. And
what time do you want us there, Cindy? What time should we be there?
well, what do you guys think? I said on all the posters it says 10 to 2. How much before
9
that? do I
o'clock.
need to be
We
there?
need to be there at 9 to make sure we got everything set up.
I don't want to be there at 9. That's
9:30.
early.
If she asks a question, we give her an answer.
And I'll be the only one there at 9, but that's okay.
All right, 9 o'clock, fine. Anywhere all right, we'll be there by 9, but if you could get there by 9:45 at the latest. Tabitha has another project that she's going to be working on, so everything she's going to do is going to be behind the scenes prior to our cleanup, but it's still very appreciated.
I would be there, but I'm going to be in North Carolina. So
All right. Good girl.
Yes,
Check out the plants.
yeah.
So you're going to bring the waivers. I'll bring pens. We have bags. We're going to have enough bags.
Yeah, I'm
no
gonna,
gloves.
Yeah, no, don't, I'm actually gonna ask Greg. I said for everybody to wear a mask and bring gloves because gloves are in short supply. However, in listening to the meeting, John Burt said that they have got a good supply of PPP, so PPE. And I thought, I wonder if Greg could get me a box of gloves, just because, you just don't want people, I prefer just to pick stuff up. I just think it's easier, but you're certainly not going to do that with your bare hands.
No.
So I'm going to find out, but I'm sure that they're going to provide the bags and the vests and the paperwork. So I will get those from Greg.
Okay.
And then we need to somehow get the maps. And like right now, that's my main thing. And then we'll start up again in May. So I actually feel like, and I'll try to send out the Trex thing. And so we can start reading about it and thinking about
Good.
it. Okay.
Good.
That sound okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I was trying to actually do it in an hour or less, Bruce.
Good. You're right on target.
All right.
6 minutes over. All right.
Okay.
So
I move
next
that we
meeting
adjourn.
is-
I'm sorry.
When is the next meeting?
Oh, next meeting is Monday, May 10th at 5:30. And I'm not sure what people are going to be feeling about. I didn't want to do a Zoom. I wanted to do a Zoom meeting today because still people are in the process of getting vaccinated. And also I didn't want to miss out on Bruce's input, but he will be back in May.
I liked the meeting in the park. I thought that worked out really well.
I agree.
We each brought a chair, sat in the park and got more business done.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's the second Monday of the month. And actually, Aileen, I'll send you a calendar, okay? With all the dates. Because there is one date
Okay.
that's changed because I think Columbus Day or something. Okay?
Okay.
Mhm. Thank you.
All right, all right. All right, thank you guys. All right, actually, Nancy said
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn at 6:37. All right, anybody else want to stay here anymore?
No,
No, okay, all right. I'll be in, all right. Thank you all so much and I'll see you Saturday. the
thank you,
24th.
Cindy. You're doing a
All right.
great job. And
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
I'm happy
Leanne. You
you
too.
deleted
Right
it.
back at you. All right.
bye, everyone.
Guys.
The meeting. All
Bye.
right,
Bye-bye.
bye, guys.